Alice in Borderland Season 3 is happening on Netflix, and I have mixed feelings about whether the show should return after Season 2's perfect ending. Netflix's Alice in Borderland is based on the manga of the same name by Hiro Aso, which also received a mini-anime adaptation before becoming a live-action series. The Alice in Borderland show has arguably surpassed the popularity of the manga, with the series becoming a worldwide hit. Therefore, I can't say I was too surprised that Alice in Borderland was renewed for Season 3, even though Season 2 felt like a definitive conclusion for the show. The first 2 seasons of Alice in Borderland followed the manga very closely, although they did make some important changes to the source material. For example, Chishiya's personality in Netflix's Alice in Borderland is relatively different from the manga. However, the biggest difference between the show and the manga happened at the end of Season 2. Whereas the Alice in Borderland manga had a very definitive ending, Alice in Borderland Season 2's ending teased that the story could continue thanks to the Joker card. Presumably, Alice in Borderland Season 3 will explore the meaning of the Joker card. Alice in Borderland Season 3 didn't need to happen. Alice in Borderland Season 2 could have been the end. Apart from the Joker card, everything else in Alice in Borderland Season 2's finale felt like a conclusion to the whole show. The surviving characters woke up in the real world, the true nature of the Borderland was finally explained, and everyone who returned was now a better version of themselves. While I grew attached to all Alice in Borderland characters and cannot wait to revisit them, Season 3 did not need to happen. Alice in Borderland is the type of show to include a lot of mystery boxes, yet Season 2's finale solved all of them. Arisu's character development had been completed, going from someone who could not find his place in the world to someone who now valued his life. The same can be said about Usagi, who thought about staying in the Borderland since she had already suffered a lot in the real world. Even Chishiya was now different following his experience in the Borderland, particularly after defeating the King of Clubs. Alice in Borderland's second season raised the stakes and ended on a high note, which makes it difficult for Season 3 to surpass it. Whereas Season 1 was about understanding the rules of the Borderland and defeating the initial games, Season 2 was about taking down the face card citizens. The Alice in Borderland games were bigger and more dangerous in Season 2, and they all lead up to the ultimate confrontation against Mira, the Queen of Hearts. As the architect of the Seven of Hearts, the game where Arisu had to watch his 2 best friends die, Mira was the perfect final boss for Alice in Borderland. This is why I cannot imagine what Season 3 could do to continue the story. Alice in Borderland Season 3 won't have the manga to be based on. The manga ends just like Season 2 did, except for the Joker. Arisu in Netflix's Alice in Borderland and the manga. Another element that makes me have mixed feelings about Alice in Borderland Season 3 is the fact that the show will no longer have the manga to be based on. The final episodes of Alice in Borderland Season 2 matched the end of the manga, and apart from the Joker card sequel hook, everything ended pretty much the same way as it did in the source material. The idea that Arisu and all other characters were on the verge of death in a hospital this whole time came from the manga, just like Myra's fake explanations.